Hello and welcome to Module 2. Quite an exciting module. It's the actual formula. So hopefully once you've watched this module, you're going to be chomping at the bit to go off and start doing it. Now please make sure you watch the rest of the modules. Very important because seriously I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and the little things that I've learned and how to do things save me now absolutely hours of time. But we're going to jump straight in and just do a quick recap. So obviously in the last module we looked at the actual process, and we identified the most important part, which is the stroking period. And this, as I've said, can go on from anything from a couple of days to, in fact, almost 2 years, which was my longest stroking period. And you think by the time you get to the end of that, you want to just not even work for them anyway, because they've taken so long in the emails and the phone call process, and even a few other meetings, trying to get them to actually convert. So as I've said, what the first thing that I did do was, now if you get a new client and you do a digital site review for them, and we're going to go through how to do a digital site review in the next module. But you can instantly get your authority across. You can do some bonding because they've never seen anything like it. You can stand out, bit of purple cow, because guaranteed they've gone to see a few other web companies or some competition of yours, and unless they're using or doing digital site reviews, which I very much doubt, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb and be remembered. So really the whole overall wow factor and their moment of truth, which is something that we'll go through in the next module, is you're going to be top of the heap straight away just by doing a quick digital site review. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, that takes time, and I don't have the equipment, but really I do it with ScreenFlow, which is a $99 product. You can do it with Camtasia, that works fine. But when you actually allow for the fact that you're not having to go and see your client now, and you're actually integrating your initial meeting with your research phase, because you've got to go and look at the site anyway. So really all you're doing is just tapping a record button and then going through it with them as if they were on your, or sat right next to you. But really once you've done your digital site review, if you then create some free video content, which we'll talk about again in the next module, what you're doing is straight away you're grabbing their interest and making them want to work with you. And then if you give free video content away as well, then you're becoming even more memorable. You're kind of, one of the best ways of making a sale is repetition. So if you're giving away constant free video content, when I say constant, you actually only need about 3 or 4 videos. You're reiterating to them how much you know about the actual subject, and how easy it is for them to follow along via video and training courses, which is a potential product that you could do. But really the main important thing is once you've done that digital site review and they're sat there thinking, what the hell was that? That was amazing. I've never seen anything like that before. You're not just stopping it dead there and then. You're actually sending, well, hey, go and watch these videos. You can learn even more, and we'll talk about some ideas for free video content in a moment. But really it's a perfect incubator, if you like, to really let the idea of doing business with you develop in their heads. Now, once you've sent your site review, and we'll talk about the mechanics in a minute and how the kind of flow, if you like, is you sent the site review, you've also linked to some free video content, and then what you want to do is you actually want to get them to Skype with you. Now, I know Skype's nothing new, and lots of business use Skype to actually bond and visit and liaise with clients. But if you actually use it on a sort of marketing level, and you do things like video conferencing with them and screen sharing and giving them some even more results in advance, not only have they seen your digital site review, so you've already got their attention, they know you because they've watched your free video content, and if you put your actual face in the screencast, works even better. So when you actually hit with them on Skype, you're almost like a celebrity to them, and you've only done literally like a half an hour digital site review, and it's absolutely amazing the feedback that you get. But very important to Skype, even better to video Skype, just to get that bonding. And then you can also just listen to them and listen to the kind of things that they want, so you can work out what the pitch is going to be. And again, when you do or are ready for a pitch, they're so educated and they're so looking forward to your next video that if you actually create your pitch in a video format, I think firstly it's a lot easier to. I'm not the best person when it comes to that kind of closing the deal, and that's why I've literally developed this uh, formula. Where I live is in the southwest of England. There's not a lot of business down here, so whenever I was going off to see people and have meetings and writing specs and then going to see them again to ask questions to refine it and then actually pitching, I found I've done hours and hours and hours of work. I'm pitching for quite a small product, and I'm actually giving the best away in return to get the work to do it. So I'm giving away free strategies and formulas just so I can go off and actually set up the Facebook whatever product that I'm actually selling. And it just doesn't really work that well. So what I found when I was using this formula, I'd have a lot more confidence because I know that they're hanging on every word I say. They're waiting to see the next cool effect in the video and hear the next bit of free information. So when I actually come to pitch to them, I'm not really pitching in a way. I'm just actually clarifying everything that we've spoken about in the pre-sale to come up with a plan of potential work that can be done to start helping them develop their business online. Now, what I do, and the final part of the strategy is getting that first paycheck. So when you actually create your pitch video, we'll go into a lot more detail about that in a minute, but you actually have your call to action, if you like, is a downloadable PDF, which contains the full specification, and it also contains your first invoice to make sure that you get that money as quickly as possible. So whilst this may look like a lot of work in comparison to actually doing it the traditional way, it's not a lot of work at all. It can be done very quickly, and it saves you a lot of time and money when going actually to do off-site visits, and you can even then position your product and your pitch to them in a lot more of an exciting way. Now, mechanics of setting this up, really, it's very simple and it's easier than building a whole website about you and your services. All you need is a squeeze page for your homepage and then a WordPress site on the back end with a password protected client page. So you upload your video, you then link or ping them an email to actually go and watch your video there. But then when they are there, a bit like doing a mini product launch, you can then have links to your free content. So with that, all you need to do then is when you're actually ready to do the pitch after you Skype with them is just upload another video. It takes 10 minutes to actually set all of this up. And then you guarantee they have not, you get to bowl them over because they have not had a page created specifically for them, certainly not one with a personalized video, talking to them, bonding with them, educating them, getting your authority across, getting your trust across. It's something very easy to do and quick. I'm amazed more people aren't doing it. And I think the key thing is when they watch that first videos, you rock, seriously. No one else is doing this. You're guaranteed you'll have them eating out of the palm of your hand, hanging on every word, waiting for your emails to pop up, hoping it's some more good video content. And as again, what I've already said, you may think at this stage, you know, when you're just trying to get your head around it, that it's a lot of work doing a site review. But once you've done a couple, I think you can get them down to about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour by the time you've allowed for editing and uploading. And if you think you're actually going to go and see them and actually do a visit, then 9 times out of 10 you get a drive longer than half an hour and you haven't even got there yet. So moving on from that, it also automates pretty much the process of turning a stranger into a friend and then a friend into a customer. Obviously that you do have to do the initial site review and the pitch video, but if you position the free content videos for them, you're going to be automating that stroking period and making it a lot more powerful. Now, what we will do is we'll talk about the pitch later on, but when you actually do the pitch, you'll notice that if you do everything that we've just spoken about, it will actually do the selling for you, because you're not just doing a cold hard pitch to just a random prospect. You've done all the prerequisites, you've bonded with them, you've found out their pains, you've literally listed out and say, hey, you need this, or this is what you want, A, B, C, and D, this will cost this much. If you download the PDF, and we'll get started. So it's not a hard sell. And I think most importantly, you're actually building a tribe. You're everybody with that you've done a site review for, and I've done, it's absolutely phenomenal. As soon as you send out an email, you almost get 100% email open ratio. People know you and trust you, so you don't have to build a massive list of 500,000 people, or get loads of JVs. The actual quality and your relationship with this list cannot be equaled. It is literally impossible. So what we're going to do is, in the next module, we're actually going to look at how to do a site review. And seriously, you want to watch this module. As I said, I've been doing this now for about 3 years, and the first ones that I were doing, you think I'm giving away too much information, they're taking too long, sometimes they're too confusing for the client or for the prospect. So see you in the next module.